A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Williams, a man in motion right. They'll start on the ground with Swift. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Play action. It's Goff. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Vikings will be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run the counter with Cook. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now this defense for the Lions, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because our division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Vikings 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8. The Vikings had 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, here's Cousins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now Cousins on 4th down. He will have the conversion and more than that. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Another top 5 season in rushing for Cook last year. His 3rd straight over 1,100 yards, and his 3rd straight ending with a Pro Bowl selection. This season can see a couple more milestones for him. He will cross 5,000 yards very early and could climb to 3rd on the Vikings' all-time list of rushing leaders.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
From the 29, Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They wanted to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit in the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Here's Chandler on 2nd down. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Ty Chandler, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to move back in front. Joseph connects on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7.
Makes the score Vikings 10, Lions 7.
Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
DJ Chark on return. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
On 2nd down, Swift. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles, and his feet never stop moving?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Once again, it's Swift. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. It's a pickup of 12. 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
To throw again on second down. Goff. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. Taken in at the 11. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. Now a handoff to Chandler. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They run it with Chandler. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Third down, here's a run by Cook. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. Back deep is DJ Chark. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, this is what close.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Detroit. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. We'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down. Now a give, running left is Nwangu. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Go ahead.
Nwangu going to get it on the counter. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Nwangu, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have yet again retaken the lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And this belongs to the Vikings. So problems there on the return. Very costly, not what you need. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. On 1st and 10, Cousins. They'll set up the screen for Nwangu. Only 3 there on the screen at second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the half, Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
Up the middle, it's Cook. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half, they give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this two shall pass, this two shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, Cousins. Going down the middle, and It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on-two matchup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Throwing. Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
.44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That's taken on the 25. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Go off a handoff here to Swift. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
When you think of guys that are built to be big-arm quarterbacks, Jared Goff, he fits that mold, and he showed it off right there.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Vikings 17.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to his knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run pass option.
You get the sense The next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Cousins throw complete to his receiver, Thielen.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he is going to lose yardage here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd down and 6.
We're good. Cousins now from the 50. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Goff now looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times, tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. He's going to let it go again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And it's fielded at the 34.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they'd love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield, incomplete.
Here's Chandler. And some space here. There he goes left side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Ty Chandler. His 2nd touchdown of the game. His 3rd on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Cousins will try and throw. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
DJ Chark on the return. The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
He's airing it out for Williams. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. In the backfield to pass protect and sometime try to protect the QB.
And the key word is, you know it, protect, right? Sometimes you get out of position, get out of whack. It's just quarterback protect mode, and he got nailed for the penalty.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
A critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. To throw is Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Wait a second, that's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all, because you want that penalty. All right, they just picked up a 1st down, right? You want the penalty.
I am so confused right now.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff.
At the 37-yard line.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Off play action. Here's Goff. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Well, they sit him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. On play action, they'll throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that, but that would have been a big play. But he could not pull it in.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. It's loose. The ball bouncing around, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone, so that is going to be a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Here we go on 4. Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got it inside the 10. And in for the Lions touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Drive will start with Nwangu.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Back to Nwangu again on first down. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6 at the 27-yard
On play action, Cousins. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Done. Hey, Steamer.
They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on fourth and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. That fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Throwing now, Goff.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now Goff. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his fifth touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. Goff. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
On 4th down, Goff. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Detroit, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints.